Secret Correspondences of the Universe, Hermetic Revelations. Throughout the millennia, ancient wisdom has been maintained, guarded, and transmitted from generation to generation through veiled means, intended only for those with eyes to see and ears to hear. Today, my friends, we will open this secret door to explore the hidden correspondences of the universe revealed by Hermeticism, particularly the transcendent knowledge contained in the Kybalion. Hermeticism is an esoteric philosophy with roots tracing back to ancient Egypt, attributed to the legendary Hermes Trismegistus, an enigmatic figure identified as a great sage, master, and legislator of occult knowledge. The word Hermeticism derives from Hermes, which in Greek means interpreter, and Trismegistus, thrice great, alluding to the supreme manifestation of wisdom, our guide throughout these revelations. At the heart of Hermeticism lies the Kybalion, a text presenting the Hermetic principles, fundamental laws that govern both the macrocosm and the microcosm. The Kybalion delivers 7 principles that are keys to understanding and manipulating the energies of the universe. Today, we will explore each of these principles deeply, drawing comparisons, applying practical examples, and unveiling lessons that can revolutionize our understanding of reality and our way of living. First principle, the principle of mentalism. The first and most important of the principles is mentalism. It fundamentally states that the all is mind, the universe is mental. This means that the reality as we know it is a mental creation emanated from a great universal intellect, the all. This principle finds parallels in the mystical traditions of various cultures. In Christianity, for example, we find a similarity in John 1:1. In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God. The Word, or logos, refers to the idea of a primordial creative thought. Imagine the universe as a dream, but we are inside the dream of an infinite consciousness. Everything that exists is a mental manifestation of this consciousness. This teaches us that our thoughts have power. In practice, if we can control and direct our thoughts, we can shape our reality. A daily example is the law of attraction, recently popularized, suggesting that positive thoughts attract positive outcomes. Second principle, the principle of correspondence. As above, so below. As below, so above. This principle states that there is a constant and uninterrupted correspondence between the different planes of existence, the physical, the mental, and the spiritual. This concept is essential for understanding that everything that happens in the micro, the individual, reflects the macro, the collective, and vice versa. A classic example is the relationship between the atom and the solar system. Both have a central nucleus, the atomic nucleus and the sun, respectively, around which smaller particles orbit, electrons and planets. This correspondence suggests that similar patterns occur on different scales and in different contexts. For our lives, this principle can be extremely transformative. If we understand that the state of our mind and spirit is reflected in our physical reality, then by working on our inner harmony, we will inevitably change our external circumstances. Small acts of kindness, positive thoughts, and the quest for inner harmony end up resonating and creating a more positive external environment. Third principle, the principle of vibration. Another fundamental principle is that of vibration. Nothing rests, everything moves, everything vibrates. In the universe, nothing is truly at rest. Everything, from the smallest subatomic particle to the vast galaxies, is in constant movement and vibration. Even our thoughts and emotions are forms of vibration. A small change in our vibrations can have a significant ripple effect. For example, if we emit vibrations of fear, we attract situations and people that resonate with that fear, perpetuating a negative cycle. But if we leap to faith, gratitude, or joy, our vibrations change, and consequently, we attract favorable circumstances. A practical application is the ancient technique of meditation, which can help us align our vibrations with higher states of consciousness. Sound, as in the practice of mantras, is also a powerful tool to adjust our vibrations and reach elevated mental and spiritual states. Fourth principle, the principle of polarity. Everything is dual. Everything has poles. Everything has its pair of opposites. Like and unlike are the same. Opposites are identical in nature, but different in degree. The principle of polarity teaches that any situation, feeling, or object has 2 opposing poles, but are essentially the same thing, varying only in degree. Take the example of temperature. Hot and cold are opposite poles of the same scale. There is no clear line separating hot from cold. They are extremes of a single spectrum. Similarly, when we look at light and darkness, we see that they are different degrees of visibility. If we understand that opposites are part of a continuum, we can learn to transition between them consciously. In our daily lives, this manifests in emotions. Joy and sadness, for instance, are opposite emotional states. When we realize that we can change the degree of our emotions through self-knowledge and practices like meditation, we can move from the negative pole to the positive more consciously and intentionally. Fifth principle, the principle of rhythm. Rhythm compensates. This principle teaches us that everything flows in and out, rises and falls, and moves like a pendulum. There is a natural rhythm in the universe that governs the cycles of life, tides and seasons. It also applies to our mental and emotional states. Our highs and lows are natural and should be understood within this universal rhythm. A practical example is professional life. We often face periods of intense activity and demand followed by moments of calm and reflection. If we resist the natural flow of rhythm, we end up generating unnecessary tension and stress. In our personal relationships, recognizing this principle can help accept the highs and lows as a natural part of the relationship, encouraging patience and understanding. By perceiving the rhythm of things, we can plan our actions to take advantage of high energy periods and prepare for low moments, instead of fighting against them. Sixth principle, the principle of cause and effect. Every cause has its effect. Every effect has its cause. Everything happens according to law. Chance is simply a name for a law not recognized. This profound law shows us that nothing happens by chance, and every action has a reaction. Our lives are a reflection of the causes we have set in the past, and what we do now shapes our future. A clear example is the law of karma in Buddhism and Hinduism, which states that our actions weave our destiny. If we plant good deeds, we will reap good fruits. Negative actions will produce undesirable results. In our practical life, understanding this principle calls for personal responsibility. If we want a life of abundance and happiness, we need to sow these qualities through our thoughts, words, and actions. Our power lies in recognizing the causes we can create in the present that condition future effects. Seventh principle, the principle of gender. Gender is in everything. Everything has its masculine and feminine principles. Gender manifests on all planes. This principle teaches us that elements of masculine and feminine are present in all things. But we are not only talking about human sex or gender, but rather archetypal aspects of energy. Masculine energy is active, projective, and impulsive, while feminine energy is receptive, creative, and intuitive. Both are necessary for balance and creation. This balance of polarities can be seen in our own psyche, where the rational and the emotional must coexist harmoniously for us to be complete and balanced beings. An excellent example of this principle in practice is the tango dance, where both partners alternate between leading and following in a perfect and complementary dynamic, creating together a fluid and harmonious form. In our personal projects, both the active and executive energy of the masculine and the creative and nurturing energy of the feminine are vital for full and enriching success. In conclusion, the Hermetic principles presented in the Kybalion are undoubtedly powerful tools for personal transformation and harmonization of our lives with the universe. By aligning ourselves with these principles, we become conscious co-creators of our reality, awakening to the unlimited potential that resides within each of us. Reflecting, it is essential to consider how each of these principles can be applied in your daily life. You might start noticing your own vibrations and how your thoughts shape your reality around you. Embracing the idea that the highs and lows in life follow a natural rhythm can bring peace in difficult times. And knowing that every action has a reaction can encourage you to act more consciously and responsibly. Thank you for being here and dedicating your time to this journey of self-knowledge and expansion. May these Hermetic teachings illuminate your mind and spirit, guiding you towards a richer, more balanced, and fulfilling life. If you wish to delve deeper, always remain curious and open to the wonders that the study of Hermeticism and the Kybalion have to offer. The journey is continuous and the learning infinite. Until the next revelation, and remember, seek wisdom in all things.